Hello and welcome to Kind of Funny Games Daily or Gamescast for Tuesday, May 6, 2025. I'm one of your show hosts, Snowbike Mike, joined alongside the GTA boys, Blessing Adeoye Jr. and Roger Picorni. Bless, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. What are your thoughts on Tyler Perry?
You know what? I like him. Roger?
Don't put this on me. No, pickle.
What's your beef with Tyler Perry?
No, not doing this. I don't have a beef with Tyler Perry. I just said the hairline was hairline, and that's it.
You didn't like Medea? You didn't like any of those
I
movies?
never watched Medea. Never watched Medea.
You haven't watched Medea?
We can do a Medea marathon, you and me.
Dude, if we do Medea in review, that would be my time to shine.
That's how you know we might need to kill the show.
It's over. Roger, my other GTA boy, how are you?
And part of the GTA 3. We've established this.
GTA 3?
GTA 3 plus Andy.
Plus Andy's here. Of course, Andy Cortez, welcome in. We just had a great Games Daily talking about all things Grand Theft Auto 6, the new trailer drop. Did you watch it, and what did you think?
No, but I just looked at a lot of the screenshots.
Okay.
I was just maximizing a bunch of these screenshots.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how it's going to look in, like, it doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
The screenshots look way too good.
Apparently on a PS5, too.
Base PS5.
Nuts.
Think about that,
Nuts.
Andy.
I don't believe
Think
that.
about that.
About to blow up.
I don't believe it.
Of course, this is today's Games Cast. We have a whole lot of fun coming your way. This is the Kind of Funny Games Cast. Each and every weekday, we get together to talk about the biggest reviews, previews, and topics in the video game world live on YouTube, Twitch, and on podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, support us with the Kind of Funny membership available on Patreon, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts to get all of our shows ad-free. Watch us record them live and get your daily exclusive show, Gregway, which today will be hosted by one Roger Picorni.
We'll figure out what we're talking about. Maybe it's Medea.
Maybe you can
It could
talk
be
about
Medea.
how you can't be attacking people's hairlines. That's not nice.
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
you know, people don't like that.
I'm not
That's true.
saying...
You know
no,
what? I'm glad you said it, Mike.
Thank
Because,
you.
yeah, I did notice that. And
Yeah.
I think that is insensitive.
You can't be calling that
I
out.
was not saying this hairline was bad. I'm saying it's way too good. You know what I mean? It's the Turkish hairline. You know what I mean? It's
Like
it's
you went and got it done.
Oh yeah. I'm just saying at that point to shave it all off. You know what I mean? Just you got to embrace it. Why are we fighting against nature?
Wait until I
Embrace what you
introduce you.
don't have.
Exactly.
Wait until I introduce you to Tyler Perry's Boo 2, a Medea Halloween.
Yeah,
How do you feel
Boo
about when
2.
John Cena fixes his hair? Because it seems like he's been doing it.
Oh, he admitted to it. He said he did it. He
Yeah,
said he
looks
got bullied
weird.
from
And
the
you know what I
audience.
say to that? Good for you. You know,
Good
do
for
what
you.
makes you confident.
Good
Be
for you.
nice.
Good for you. He said he was bullied. He said he didn't want to do it.
Work on yourself.
Oh, that they made him do
Yeah.
it? Who's they?
The audience.
James Gunn.
For a chance to be part of the show, submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go, because today we are talking about Summer Game Fest. We are 1 month away from the big summer kickoff and celebration. And just like we did yesterday on the Gamescast, where we were talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 being 1 month away, today we'll talk about Summer Game Fest, all the big announcements, reveals, trailers, and games coming your way. So please share your YouTube thoughts over with YouTube Super Chats as we go. Some housekeeping for you. Remember, Greg is rocking PAX East Thursday, and you need to be a part of it at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Greg's the keynote speaker kicking off PAX East, and we'll be doing a fireside chat with Final Fantasy and Expedition 33's Ben Starr.
Woo.
A little woo from Roger right there.
Why is it only me? You know what I mean? Like we need to get up. We need to support. We need to support.
We
man.
congratulate Ben Starr enough.
Yeah.
God.
At 2 p.m. Eastern
a wild
and
photo.
11 a.m. PT.
a good-looking man.
Greg's
Great looking man.
hosting the Mafia, the Old Country panel with the devs.
Woo!
There you go. I knew you'd get a woo right there. I'm really excited about that one. We're going to talk about that in the Summer Game Fest being 1 month out. Where's the hype for Mafia? We're going to talk about it here on this podcast as well today.
Fair enough.
Because I'm excited for it. Of course, if you're in Boston, you need to be there. But if you're not, don't worry. Both will be streamed to our Twitch channel. So very exciting stuff. You can catch that live streamed on Thursday.
Anslo says in chat, Roger claps in the theater. That is my half-white side showing. You know what I mean? Like every time a movie ends, I
great.
want to clap. You know what I mean? I feel the flight lands, I want to clap. I wanna
Hey,
be that
you know
guy.
what? If the plane lands, you can clap. That's a
No,
big
you
deal.
can't.
See?
No, you can't.
Come on.
No, stop
As
it.
Come
someone
on.
who has their PPL, it's a lot going on.
Who has your
okay?
what now?
Your
My
PPL?
PPL.
Oh, your PPL.
My
okay.
PPL.
I heard
What
you. I thought you. I thought you said it's PPL.
Private pilot's
Private
license?
pilot's license. Yeah, yeah.
You have your PPL?
No,
Yeah, I
he
earned it in
doesn't.
Microsoft Flight Sim.
He just lies.
I heard it. What do you mean? It's
Leanza
game.
believed it. She saw his YouTube thing where it's like, I got my PPL, and she was like, oh yeah, Mike can fly, right? I'm like, no, don't believe anything he
Yes,
ever
I
says.
can. Yes, I can. I love that game so much. So go tune in and have some fun. It's going to be a great time. And then the biggest news of the week. 2 big streaming updates for all of you. Number 1. Snowbike Mike has tried his best to get Nick Scarpino back onto Pokemon. And today I'm happy to report we've done just that. We will finally return to Pokemon. The whole crew will be here Tuesday and Wednesday on the hunt for Lugia, trying to get Nick towards the finale of this game. And we'll go from there. And then on Friday, the biggest news you need to know about. Come join Roger and Mike this Friday as they attempt to do a full playthrough of Death Stranding 1 through the weekend. But can they do it with your support? Because guess what? It's a literal marathon on the treadmill. Mike will go step for step with Sam Porter Bridges. He steps, I step. We walk for greatness.
His heart, your heart.
Yes, exactly. My heart explodes. Sam's heart will explode.
We will show the BPM of your heart as the stream will go. We have a what do you call it?
Heart monitor?
Heart monitor.
We have a heart monitor that will be linked up to the live stream so you can watch this. I have done 0 training, but in my mind, Andy, I've done all the training.
No stretching.
Yeah, if you visualize yourself doing marathons and running,
You can do it.
you can do it.
That's what happened when you almost died running 4 miles.
It was 7. Okay, fine.
It was not.
It was a
it
half of a half
7.
marathon.
I think it was a
7.
half of a half of a half.
Yeah.
We don't know the numbers. Kevin fucked up, okay?
And what we do know is for the next 3 weeks, he was walking as if he had just had his legs rebuilt by some sort of future tech. For the next 3 weeks, just like I have it on video, and I wish I had it longer because he was walking like RoboCop.
Yeah.
And as he was walking, I was doing the sound effects like because every step was just so methodical.
So this Friday, come witness history as Snowbike Mike, the most athletic man west of the Mississippi, is embarking on the most daring quest yet, going step for step with Sam Porter Bridges in a literal marathon stream on the treadmill. Of course, you can help support us by keeping the lights and mics on this Friday, exclusively on Twitch with your Twitch subs. We will go for as long as you support it. I will stay on that treadmill all
And I want
weekend
to
long.
underscore this. It's not like as long as we want,
No.
for like the end of the day or until Saturday night. I'm talking until Sunday
We will
to
go till
Monday
Sunday.
potentially,
Yeah.
right? Like we're trying to go and trying to finish this entire game.
Very achievable goal, Bless. Like this is
You're
something-
such a fucking piece of
Very
shit.
achievable.
He looked at me. He was like, originally I was like, oh, we'll just do like a 12-hour marathon
Yeah.
stream or whatever. He's like, we could finish this game. And I was like, no, we can't. And I looked at the thing. It's like what was it, like 40 hours or something like
Like
that?
31
hours. I'm like,
Yeah,
there's no way we're finishing it in 30 hours. But he's
Yeah.
like, no, we can do it. We could do it.
I told Roger,
We're
I
gonna
said,
try.
let's set the Twitch sub goal, achievable goal, where we could possibly go till Sunday.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. Achievable goal, beating the game. We'll see. You know, Roger.
You're fucking
he's a slow
backpedaling.
gamer.
Fuck you.
He's a slow gamer.
We'll
I'm
see.
I'm
You're
a diehard
backpedaling. You
speedrunner.
suck.
I've seen the way these streams go. I've been a part of a lot of these streams.
Yeah.
And 12 hours of what could be gameplay is really about 7 hours of gameplay.
Especially when Mike is
that's
walking
being
and
generous.
clumping right next to you.
yeah.
So
Heavy breathing, can't hear the dialogue.
I'm happy that we have Andy and Barrett here because, of course, we started an office pool during Kind of Funny Games Daily. We have started the official Snowbike Mike office pool. How long will he actually walk until I fully throw in the towel saying, no more, I'm not walking anymore? So from the start at noon, how many hours, minutes, seconds will I go until I say, Roger, I just can't do it? And so for you and Barrett, think of a time, hours and minutes. I'll tell you, Blessing wrote 7 hours. Mike, of course, believes in himself, wrote the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Kevin wrote 10 or 22. He didn't really know where he wanted to be. And then, of course, the one, the only Big Roger wrote 13 hours, 22 minutes, and 28 seconds. Winner of the pool will be taken out to lunch by me and Roger. Of course.
If I know,
Can I reject the?
You want to switch
the prize?
yours up?
No, I just,
No, you're going to lunch with us.
Oh, damn it. I
We'll
didn't
take
say
you
we're
to
going to
Costco.
lunch.
Get you a Costco hot dog. It's a great time.
if I know Mike, there's nobody that does things out of spite more. And if anybody were to, like, if you were to say, Mike, there's no
Yes.
fucking way that you could go swim to the bottom of the ocean.
I'd find a
He
way.
would be dead because he would try to figure out how to do it. You know,
I know
like
that.
he will do stuff that he isn't enjoying to prove you wrong.
I love that.
More than anybody that I know in life. And
Spiteful.
so I'm going to just put a number. I'm going to say 12 hours.
12 hours.
Because I know that you will push past that because I'm doubting you and saying
And
you can only do 12 hours.
Also, the hours include like the cutscenes where he's not walking. Like this is just like from the start of the stream till when he gives up, right? So
Andy's got a good one of
that's
like
a good one.
We're
There's
gonna
a lot of
start at 2
cutscenes.
p.m. That's 2 a.m. essentially. So that's a long time to be walking. Eventually, give up. Barrett, you've seen me move. You've also heard me breathe very heavily.
Into the microphone.
So what do you think, Barrett?
Roger, what did you say?
I said 13 hours,
13
28
hours.
minutes or something like
Yeah,
that.
22 minutes and 28 seconds.
Because I didn't consider the cutscenes, and if we're
those are good breaks.
considering just like just length and not distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna be taking breaks, like
Well, Sam
because of
Porter-Bridges,
the,
whenever he steps, I step, and he'd be stepping a lot.
but not that much sometimes.
Like stepping in cutscenes as well.
That's a good call.
Oh, if he steps in a cutscene, I'll step. Yeah,
No, you
yeah.
won't. No, you won't.
Yeah,
Rest
I'll
of-
mess around the cutscene.
No,
What, if he
because
step-
then I'm changing my answer.
Okay, he'd be stepping a lot in the cutscenes. I thought it was a lot of just
He's usually
chatting.
talking to his mom and shit, right?
Yeah, and of course the man with the scary mask.
You think he's just
Die
standing
Hard.
like
What do you
this
think he's
the
doing? You
entire
think he's
time
sitting
because-
down? You think every cutscene he's like, all right, let me
But he's not running a marathon.
let me go
mailman.
crisscross applesauce real quick.
I didn't mean to blow this wide thing open. I'm gonna say 12 hours. I think you go
12 hours, okay.
Oh, wow.
Because Andy has a great point of him being spiteful, and so my instinct was like 9 hours, and I think he'll push a couple hours past that out of spite.
So you have 12 hours as well?
Yeah.
One
Oh,
of you
shit.
guys has to go up or lower.
I'll go
do
14.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
You run above me. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
because you have 13,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I'll go 14.
I like that.
Okay. Well, you could get a lucky lunch with me and Roger. We'll see what happens.
I like you included me. You said first you said the company will buy the lunch, and now you've implicated me that I have
You
to
get
buy
more
half a
time
lunch.
with us. Of course, don't forget we are a small 11-person business, all about live talk shows, and we would love your support. Don't forget, after today's Gamescast, you'll get a kind of funny podcast with the Next Gen crew plus Nick. I feel kind of bodied out of that. It was supposed to be me and Nick. Really,
You replaced me. You
Nick was
replaced me.
very excited to be a
Oh,
part
really?
of it. Yeah.
I can step off.
No, I think
I would like to.
I would like to too. Actually, I got to record a Greg
Well,
Web.
we'll talk about it.
We're working on a review.
Me and
Okay,
Mike
I'm not
will
gonna
fight
have
over
that.
We'll
this.
talk
Me
about it.
too.
I've been asking for a one-on-one with Nick for a while. They've not been letting me get it.
Ooh, that could be
a
fun.
one-on-one with you two.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that.
Just going to grill his ass.
Yeah, like, all right, so what do you do here? What's your job title?
Then to close out today, your afternoon stream will be Nick's return to Pokemon. The hunt for Lugia begins. Of course, you will also get a Greg Way with Roger Picorni later today. Don't forget, we are brought to you by Imperial Aura Frames and BetterHelp, but I'll tell you all about that later. Let's kick off the show with what is topic of the show. Kind of funny, best friends and audience around the globe. We are 1 month away until Summer Game Fest, June 6th, 2025. I think 30 days. 30 days exactly.
Is this
I
a 30
believe.
or 31 day month? How does months
Well,
work?
if you do the
this is
knuckle
30.
method,
It's 30 days.
Do the knuckle method.
January, February, March, April, May, still 31.
When there's a knuckle,
Where there's a knuckle, it's,
there's a 31.
yeah.
How about this one? How
Uh-huh.
many months have 28 days?
One.
Well, like 3/4.
Got your ass. All of them. Got your
Got my
ass.
ass.
Got your ass.
He actually got my
You
ass.
got just
He
Roger.
actually got my ass.
It's 31 days.
Let's
until
talk-
SGF.
About Summer Game
Glad I
Fest.
said
Of course,
that,
the
you know?
excitement.
But I nailed it with the knuckles.
He nailed it.
Yeah, but I just wanted to call it out. you know?
Yeah.
I'm a math guy.
Summer Game Fest, 31 days away. The excitement is coming. Another fun time with Jeff Keighley and the crew. Games, announcements, trailers, reveals, dates for the second half of the year. We're going to be talking about that. So, guys, let's jump into it. Where do you want to start? Do you want to talk about games we're still waiting on? There's some games that are on your mind. We'll start off with Andy Cortez because I know these two boys have been talking a bunch. Andy's Summer Game Fest. I say it to you. What are you excited for?
I mean, it's too obvious to be like Silk Song, freaking,
Okay.
not a date thing. I don't think that anything like that would happen. I think we will see Silk Song in some capacity. I have a good feeling about it
At Jeff's thing?
at Jeff's thing.
Okay.
Maybe
Remember,
Xbox's thing.
Xbox had it on that
During the week. During the week.
Yeah.
Maybe
thi-
Ubisoft.
I think it will be seen in some capacity. I think either on CCTV, like there will be like the
There's a Silk Song incident in the
the
hallways.
suspect is in downtown. It will be, we'll get a glimpse of it somewhere somehow, and that's really all the confidence that I have in it.
Now, this is going to be shown down in Australia at a museum, correct? Right? That was the latest news.
It's gonna be it's playable there.
Playable
apparently. Yeah.
as well. So does that give you some good feelings of this could be this year, Andy, or does this still feel like 2026 and beyond?
I feel in my heart of hearts it will be this year.
Okay.
And I've for the last 2 years have been doing the clown meme, like of course it'll be out this year. And
Yes.
but I just feel like, was it already a year ago by now that we got some Xbox listing in Korea or something for it? And then there are just always these little things that go, oh shit, it could be any day now.
Could be
and
today.
then
Yeah.
half a year goes by and it's crickets. But being shown that Nintendo little supercut for the Switch 2, very, good to remember when Xbox was like, all these games will be out in the next year.
Yeah, that was
Remember
a crazy announcement.
that
Like,
whole thing?
Bizarre.
12 months coming
Yeah.
to Game Pass, and then they just had Hollow Knight Silk Song. It was like, all right, that's crazy.
Well, that must have been an accident, right?
Well, maybe
I
they
think
just
you
didn't
could
know
just
the
say
future
shit.
was like.
It doesn't matter.
I think you're allowed to just say shit, Like, I don't know if they even talked to Team Cherry about
They
that.
just pulled that off YouTube.
Who knows,
What are you gonna
man?
do? We're
Who
Xbox.
fucking knows, dude?
Okay.
Okay. If it was a gun to my head situation,
Yeah.
I would probably die, but I would still say, I think this year is the year.
This year.
I think it's this year. Playable in Australia. A listing about 6 months ago. I'm drinking the copium.
When is it playable in Australia?
In like September, yeah. I love Hollow Knight Soul Song fans, man.
It's the best.
Y'all are hilarious.
It's the best.
I love that we've been doing this for years
Yeah.
now. It's crazy that we
Like, 'cause,
come
like-
to this summer Games Fest predictions and Xbox, and we
Every
continue
year.
to talk about
Every
this
Dude,
game.
I fucking laughed so hard at Blessing Greg being like, man, any company would kill for this amount of PR.
Oh yeah, it's like no
insane.
other game. Like big AAA, Half-Life
Yeah.
3, I feel like
Doesn't have it. Not anymore, no.
compared to Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Silk
It's the
Song is
best.
taken over.
Like how many people?
It's Silk Song and Bloodborne type shit,
The sickos.
Where we just constantly
How much did
talk
Hollow
about
Knight
it and
even
want it.
sell?
Yeah.
Because I want to know, is it like a loud group of 3 million people? You know what I mean? That are super. Wow, 3 million.
What's this over 3 million? But yeah,
It's over 3 million as of December 2020.
So,
So,
like, a
like
lot
that's
more.
probably a lot more. But
probably 5 million.
On
for Hollow Knight
in total?
sales. Yeah.
It's a good game.
That's good.
That is a really
So
good
let's
game.
talk about it really quick, Andy. For
Roger
people-
became a believer recently.
I was going to say, for
Yeah.
people who
Got
haven't
slapped.
played the first one, and we look to this next one being announced and possibly dropping, right? Should people jump on the train and play the first one? Could we just wait for the sequel and only play that? Where do you guys fall on that?
It's kind of a tough one because I know Tim, who loves Metroidvanias,
Yeah.
is always like, I know that's the one I need to hop into. I love Metroidvanias. How have I not really played this game yet? And I don't. For somebody like Tim, I don't think it's as easily digestible. I think it is a bit more obtuse, a bit more, a bit more heady. You're having to listen to a lot of or read a lot of NPC prompts about where to go next and like infer a lot of clues. This game isn't gonna hold your hand and give you an accessibility menu and tell you, oh, maybe I want like a radar to go exactly where I want to go. But I think it's something that everybody should at least try because I think the writing is super adorable and charming, but the combat is fantastic. The movement, it lives up to the hype for a game that I was several years late to.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking funny because it reminds me of like how I waited until season 5 to watch Breaking Bad, where I was like, I've waited for 4 years. I'm going to play Hollow Knight. And I played Hollow Knight. I was like, nice, dude. I don't get to wait that long for the next one. And it's been like 3 years since then.
Well, I'm in the
which is
perfect. I'm in the
incredible.
perfect situation right now because it can come any day.
Roger
you know
living
what I
his
mean?
best life.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was like Severance waiting after that season finale. Yeah, I think that this game is probably one of those that whenever there's a Steam sale, this sucker's probably like $10, $15.
Oh, it's like
by now.
$3 sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes crazy.
Everybody's got to
So-
play this shit, especially with how popular handhelds have been. I wish I had played this kind of in the Steam Deck age, where like I think I played this maybe right before the Steam Deck came out. It would have been the perfect video game for that. I think that you owe it to yourself to experience one of the bests.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming down the line, Roger. I talk about Summer Game Fest with you, Jeff
Right.
Keighley hitting the stage, putting on the big presentation. What are you excited for? What do you want?
I mean, let's just go down the line. I've been
Give it to
hyped.
me.
I've been hyped about one thing, and I saw a report the other day.
Oh,
And I'm thinking it, and I'm feeling it, and I think it might actually happen.
Put your threes up in the air.
Half-Life 3, everybody.
Whoa.
Half-Life 3.
Stop it, Roger.
Okay. I predicted in the beginning of this year of like the month-to-month breakdown of like my crazy predictions for the year. Got none of them right, by the way, but like sort of right. You know what I mean? Some of them GTA
Phil
delayed.
Spencer could still retire.
Yeah, exactly. We could have some crazy shit going on. We could have Ubisoft could be technically sold in a few months, even though it kind of were, but whatever. The last one that I had was at the TGA, the Game Awards, that Half-Life 3 is announced because I feel like Jeff really wants that hype from last year and to continue it, right? He wants to show that the Game Awards can be a place where anything can happen, everything can happen.
Well, he showed that last year.
The more that
He
I
did
think,
show that.
the
Yeah,
more
yeah.
that I think about it, he needs that moment for Summer Game Fest. He needs Summer Game Fest to feel on the same caliber as the Game Awards. He needs it to feel like, no, this isn't just a halfway stop where we're going to see a bunch of games that we care about, but like also we're going to forget literally everything that got announced last year. We're going to have to go
Oh,
back.
you don't remember Killer Bean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot about that. That could have been
I'm
this
gonna
year.
talk
That
about that in a
could have
minute.
been 3 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah.
He needs this year, in my opinion, to be the standout year or a standout year
Okay.
to be on that pedestal. So Half-Life 3 would be the insane choice. Will it actually happen? Probably not. But I do like the thinking and the speculating of Half-Life X is in the code of Deadlock, right? People are playing this game. It exists apparently, and it's being worked on, and it might be finished. So maybe
You crazy
this could be the year.
Shut your mouth.
But how
You're
funny would it be?
wild.
How funny would it be just for the memes, just for online, if Half-Life 3 came out before GTA 6?
Come on, dude.
That's
That'd be
insane.
crazy.
I don't know. That would be a fun one, and I if it were to be anywhere, it would be Jeff. Just because how specifically connected he is to Valve, but how connected he is to the history of Half-Life. Right,
Okay.
he was there in the beginning of Half-Life. He was there recording the creation of it. So it would be a nice, hey, here you go, Jeff. Here's
That's
Half-Life
cool.
3. Yeah.
Okay, I like that,
I don't
Roger.
know. I don't think it's gonna happen, but
Yeah,
that would be the
that's
crazy
a big dream.
one.
I like that.
Yeah.
Andy, really quick, just circle back to you because you and I really loved Deadlock. Do we get some sort of public, hey, this is Deadlock, come play?
We're finally announcing this game formally.
Isn't that crazy? Like, me and Andy, this is my game
No, I
of last
loved it.
year.
I
I
loved
fucking loved this game. Do we finally get the big, like, hey, this is Deadlock world out there, come play this?
I don't know if it was Average John in the Twitch chat who was telling us about kind of their rollout as somebody who isn't in their Discords or isn't in
Yeah.
these like sort of fan forums regarding Deadlock. I think that this year could be hey, we're going to acknowledge it. We're going to acknowledge this thing and possibly have some sort of more public thing. Hey, hop in. This is
Open
there's
beta.
never been a better time to hop into Deadlock.
This is your time.
I think that we could get some sort of public thing from Valve, or maybe even somebody like Gabe Newell mentions the video game Deadlock. Like, we could have a large moment with it this year. And man, can you imagine coupling that with like a Half-Life 3? Valve makes so much money. Like, it's insane how much money that they make. And to just be able to have these weird kind of pet projects and this multiplayer game Deadlock that has been making no money. Like, there's
Zero.
there was no, it's a free thing that you just kind of hop into, right? You
Deadlock.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre
Yeah.
that, but also really awesome that they are at liberty because of their funds to just kind of do whatever the hell they want and experiment with this multiplayer game. I don't think it would be too far off to say, I don't know if it's a Summer Game Fest thing, but I feel like maybe between now and the end of the year, we would get all right, the thing is in beta now, or alpha. It's like an actual thing that we are acknowledging
You
as
can
opposed
click
to
on
just,
it and install it and
Yeah.
finally play it like without any questions.
Yeah, I
there
just-
will be a like a little cinematic for it to introduce it or something like that.
I just wonder if that's a Summer Game Fest thing, right? I mean, like Valve, as after I just literally said that Half-Life 3 announced, but like Valve is really weird with their game announcements, right? I mean, Counter-Strike 2 was just announced on a random day, right? Like
Yeah.
all this stuff is just kind of happens.
They're kind of like a rock star. They don't need.
Yeah, they
Jeff
like
Keighley in
using
this big
they
event.
like using Jeff's events to like help like promote certain things like the Steam Deck, but they don't actually give announcements to him
Yeah.
necessarily. So I mean, that would be cool. Of like, hey, here's the moment where Deadlock and Half-Life 3 are here to kind of couple it together with Jeff.
Blessing, these two are taking me to the moon with
Yeah.
their predictions. I need you to bring me back down.
Oh,
Can you get me back to reality of what could happen here?
I will with 4 words.
Okay.
Dying Light the Beast.
Oh,
Dying Light the Beast is good.
That's exactly where we need to be at.
Where's
Going beast mode.
Set your predictions and realities right at
Yeah,
the right
where
face.
is Dying Light the Beast? Of course, this was announced at the opening night live
Yes.
from
Oh,
last
shit.
year.
That's a good
I think
one,
we've
Bless.
gotten a
This is
trailer
good.
and a half. If you don't remember, right, reading from the Steam description, Dying Light the Beast is a thrilling standalone zombie adventure set in a tightly crafted rural region. Play as Kyle Crane, a legendary hero who breaks free after years of brutal experiments. Now he
Kyle Crane.
You don't know about Kyle Crane?
Legendary hero, man.
Hero?
Dying Light the Beast. Yeah, it's cool. It looks good. Well, I just want to know where this game's at. Because here's the thing. I remember watching the trailer and being like, oh shit, more Dying Light. And then erased it from my brain until like 10 minutes ago. I was like, oh, what's
That's a
possible?
good pull. This is a
I was
great
like trying to
pull.
think of like, what have we seen recently?
Yeah.
Like, what have we seen the last few like Jeff
I don't remember
showcases?
anything about this.
Yeah, and I
this
don't
is
remember
it.
anything about it, right? Like, this is one of those ones where we speculated for a week, we got the trailer, and then immediately just forgot about
Is there
it.
gameplay of this game?
Beats me.
No one,
I don't know.
no one could tell. Oh yeah, this is what they showed. They showed the ending. Yeah, they showed gameplay of it.
So yeah, I would like an update to this game. I would like
Are
to
you
know,
a Dying
like,
Light guy?
I love Dying Light 2.
Oh shit, I didn't know. this
Dying
about
Light
you.
2 specifically, I fucked with heavy. It was like the one where me, Greg, and Janet played it because we got the review code in like a span of January where there was not much else to play. And we all played it and we were like, damn, that game is pretty great except
Yeah.
for the ending. The ending fucking sucks. But like Dying Light as a video game mechanically is so fucking fun, right? Like the parkour actually is like an integral part of what makes it fun to play, what makes it fun for the controller to be in your hand and like, you know, solving like the puzzles of like, okay, I want to get there, I'm gonna climb this thing, hop on this thing, and like, you know, run on top of zombies and shit. Like, I would actually be excited to like get some kind of information as far as a release date, as far as release timing, as far as like, you know, what new features you're adding to this thing.
That feels like a good fall game.
Yeah.
That feels like a good fall
If you can
slide
find a niche
Yeah.
of fall, or even I would even go as far as to say like if you could like maybe
Next
place
spring.
this spring, like very early
like
next
that,
year,
yeah.
like put it in February or something. I think that could be a spot for it. Another one keeping us down to earth.
Okay.
Where is Dispatch? Remember
Yes.
Dispatch?
Dispatch had the very cool trailer, looked very awesome. Yeah.
That's like the superhero workplace thing that comes from former Telltale devs, but it looks like
Looks
it's a
so good.
Telltale game with a really cool art style, and it gives kind of invincible vibes as far as what you're looking at. With an insane cast too, right? It was
Aaron
Alana
Paul.
Pierce.
yeah, Aaron Paul,
Moist Critical.
Alana Pierce. Who's the other person on stage?
Fucking
Oh,
Breaking Bad. What's his name?
No,
Oh, no,
no,
Aaron
no,
Paul.
you
That's
know
Aaron
who-
Paul. I'm talking about the
it's-
other girl on stage.
yeah,
Ashley
Ashley
Johnson?
Birch? No.
It wasn't Birch. It was Ashley Johnson. I
there we
believe.
go. Yeah. I
No.
think
No.
so.
No.
No, it fucking
Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey.
Laura
goddamn.
Bailey.
Jesus Christ.
The other woman, yeah.
Jesus.
That other girl out there.
God damn.
That's what you said.
Well,
You said that other girl was out there.
He was freaking out. He was freaking out.
Calm down, guys. But yeah, I this game was one that said 2025. Like we're almost halfway through the year. Of course, it could get delayed, but my vibe from that first showing was like, oh man, you guys have something here. Like this seems like something concrete that people are excited about. So I'd love to get more info on
This
this.
screams Jeff Keighley show. Right, like
Yes.
this is a very cool game. It's a little different. I like that. I think this is a perfect one for Summer Game Fest right there.
Exactly.
Of course, get a date.
Yeah, I think
Finally,
for sure
yeah,
get a date.
this is one of those of like, let's get a date. Let's slot this in.
They could
somewhere.
honestly say anywhere from July to next July, and I'd nod my head and be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. I like that.
Do you think just because former Telltale, all this stuff, episodic question mark?
No.
Please, God, no.
Please, no. We got to
Please,
kill
no.
it. You saw what happened to Lost Records Bloom and Rage, a game that came out, and the first thing we're like, I guess it's fine. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then we just literally never talked about the second one because it came out a month or two later.
I still don't know if it's out. Like, is
Yeah.
it
It's out.
fully- Oh,
It's
wow.
fully out.
It became a lost record. Like
Damn.
the game was lost to the ether.
It's
That's tough.
insane. It's insane.
Are we moving away from those episodic games like
Yeah,
that?
we should.
Are we
hope
moving
so.
away from those?
Yes,
Be better.
I'm so interested to see this, and then also Wolf Among Us 2. That's in the
Whoa.
ether. That's also a Jeff Keighley joint because I think that was announced at Game Awards a few years ago.
Well, let's pause right on that one because that's a good cliffhanger because people want to know about that game, Roger.
Do they?
Let's take a word from our sponsors and maybe we'll return with that and ask, where's that game at?
This episode is brought to you by Imperial. We've told you all how important it is to developers to wishlist games that you're interested in. So if this sounds cool to you, make sure you wishlist it. Imperial is a complex, feature-rich action RPG where you'll be sent to a planet in a far-off corner of the galaxy to explore an imposing monolith. As an elite mercenary, you'll join the expedition tasked with unearthing the secrets of the monolith and face off against the deadly automatons within. In Imperial, you'll explore 4 vastly different quadrants of the monolith, accessible only by using mysterious artifacts known as cartograms. Each cartogram affects which enemies, boss fights, and loot will appear when you enter the monolith, so no 2 excursions will be the same. Find even more cartograms to explore by looting defeated enemies or buy them from other players online at the trading post. Imperial features 3 weapon archetypes: the fast-paced acrobatic glaive, the defense-focused mace and shield, or the devastating cannon, with a range of customizable skills and abilities that can make short work of the awaiting automatons. Your weapons and abilities can be changed before any excursion into a cartogram, so if a loadout isn't working for you, you can mix things up to create the perfect playstyle. Help the members of the expedition in deep branching quests and aid other players in asynchronous multiplayer. Get ready, mercenaries. The monolith awaits. Imperial is available May 8th on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. Wishlist now. It helps so much. Wishlist Imperial.
This episode is brought to you by Aura Frames. If you haven't called your mom in a while, here is your reminder to do it. But then you want to go above and beyond. Mother's Day is coming up, and I have the perfect gift idea. Aura Frames are incredibly smart and easy to use, allowing you to upload unlimited photos and videos directly from your phone to the frame. Plus, you can order the frame online and preload it with photos and videos using the Aura app, so it's ready to go right out of the box. It's a gift so special, they'll use it every day. Greg, Kevin, and a ton of people here at Kinda Funny are obsessed with their Aura frames. It takes about 2 minutes to set up a frame using the Aura app. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip that you're telling her all about. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURA frames.com, promo code Kinda Funny. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. The show is sponsored by BetterHelp. It's super great that mental health awareness is growing, but there's still progress to be made. 26% of Americans who participated in a recent survey say they have avoided seeking mental health support due to fear of judgment. We can do better. No reason for fear. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. Some of my best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. It isn't just for those who've experienced major trauma. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. We're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/kindafunny to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny. BetterHelp.com/kindafunny.
Come back, everybody.
Do me a favor. Barry, do me a favor.
Run it back.
Look up the Ubisoft showcase from last
shit.
year, and let's just see how it looked in the room.
Yeah, let's just look.
Was
at
that
it.
last year?
Yeah, that was last year. They were at the fucking
La Quinta Inn one?
ballroom, bro. You're crazy, man. Yeah, we were just talking about Ubisoft and what is Ubisoft going to do something? Where are they at? And then we all started giggling because I said they went from having Jason Derulo on stage dancing with the panda in a giant, beautiful concert orchestra hall to then, hey, we're at the La Quinta ballroom over here showing you Jedi.
So this was 2023.
Oh, it wasn't last year.
Yeah, it wasn't last year.
We're in a,
What they do last year?
we're in a Marriott. Bring your Logitech webcam.
Oh my god,
dude!
Like,
why does
yes,
it
this
look
is how
so
I want to
bad?
see the B-roll and footage gameplay.
I like the
for
hashtag
this.
Prince of Persia on the gameplay on the thing, and then also on the screen.
This is so lit.
Who produced this? I
Some
just want to
good
talk.
stuff.
Oh, man.
oh my lord!
right.
This looks like the iHotel I worked at for like.
Are we just talking about Ubisoft? Should we just talk about Ubisoft?
Oh my
Do you have a
God.
Ubisoft game you want to talk about?
I mean, I want to talk about Splinter Cell.
shit,
Oh.
Raj.
We have Splinter Cell, and we have
Beyond Good and Evil.
No, fuck that. That's not happening.
I mean,
we
these are
have-
games. They're still
Yeah, I
out
know
there.
these are
Like,
games.
what's
We
happening?
can say anything right
Yeah,
now, but like
yeah.
Prince of
Xbox said fucking Hollow Knight was coming out.
That's true. That's a good
We can
point.
say whatever.
I mean, we have Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake that apparently is
Okay.
coming out next
Yep,
year.
yep.
Right? Like we have, like to me, those are the two big games that I
Okay.
need to see. I need to see Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell's remake has been in development for years now.
Skull and Bones on the screen.
Skull and Bones? Skull and Bones is back there saying it's
Yeah,
back.
You're going to be walking on foot now.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You're out on foot. They're saying it's back.
Big update. Big update.
Because there's the dream of what Roger's talking about, and then there's the reality of what we're seeing on screen.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Which is like you're saying you want Splinter Cell and Prince of Persia.
New Rainbow Six update.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have Rainbow
I
Six.
mean, I
update
do
for
want to
sure.
see CJX. Don't talk shit about CJX. I'll fight you.
Dude.
But like, we're gonna get what's the Marvel game that they had? Not Marvel.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Marvel
shit. Do you
games-
remember
The ball?
that?
The ball?
The ball
Yeah.
one where they were
Oh,
banging
shit.
into each other.
That's
yeah.
what we're gonna get.
Was that a battle royale?
No, I think it was a 3v3 arena.
Oh, they are
Yeah.
working on that like Apex competitor.
Yeah, that might be the Marvel thing again.
Man, do we ever miss just roller champions? What a,
Oh,
what
I
a,
miss it
what
all
a
the time.
peaceful time we had
God.
with that.
I missed the dodgeball game, Knockout City. Fuck.
Knockout City was an
that was
EA
good.
original.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
in general
Yeah, that
right
was
now.
a
Now we're just
special one.
talking.
We're in a
Studios.
weird
Marvel Blast Ultra is what it's called, by the way.
What's called?
like the
We're up.
but Raj wanting Splinter Cell, like
say it.
these titles just remind me so much of the often rumored, recently just fully like confirmed canceled Apex,
Titanfall.
like the
Titanfall,
Titanfall
yeah.
type camp. Like we've been hearing
You're
so
the
much.
Bloodborne guy.
We've been hearing.
You gotta be on my side, my dude. What are you talking
no.
about?
I'm just saying, like, is it actually happening or not? You know,
Yeah.
like,
And we've seen concept
Well,
art. they did a
gone saying
roundtable
we're
a few years
sticking to
ago.
the flagships
where
as
is
well.
Beyond Good and Evil 2?
That's not happening. That's not happening.
That
Yeah,
might
no,
not be happening.
we're never seeing that. Also, chat lied to me. It wasn't Marvel Blast Ultra. I had to Google it.
Yeah, that's definitely not.
It was like Orbeez or
Yeah,
something. I
so-
forget what
it
it was
was an
called.
Orbeez.
You were an orb like that.
Orbeez were sick, dude.
dude,
I
I
wanted to
love
eat so
Orbeez.
many
All
of
right,
those, dude.
so, I mean, they're focusing on Assassin's Creed. Do we get DLC for that? Shadows just came out. Do we get a DLC?
I mean, do we get Hexy?
We just got
do we get a
a
teaser for the next one?
we just got a year roadmap for Shadows.
Shadows.
So
Also,
if there's anything close, that
Black
would be
Flag remake. That's always been in the ether.
That would be crazy.
That's I could see that showing up there.
That's actually
When
a
do we
really
get the
good
next
one.
Far Cry? Is that next year or is that this year?
When was Far Cry
When
5?
do we get the next Far Cry?
Far Cry 5 was like it
That
was
was we were working from
mid-pandemic.
You're thinking
home.
6.
Oh, is that
Far Cry 6, I like.
Shit,
I
we got
like
6.
Far Cry 6 to me was a
2021.
nice return to what I want Far Cry to be. I think a lot of people complained it was a little bit too big, which I understand a lot of these Ubisoft games became way too big, but it felt good. It was
Okay,
nice.
so
to come
Far
back.
Cry 7 is probably on there.
Okay.
I think Black Flag remake is kind of a slam dunk.
Okay.
I mean that's been in the ether right there for a minute, and then probably some Switch 2 versions of all those games. We didn't see Assassin's Creed right on Switch 2.
The only thing we saw from Ubisoft on Switch 2 was Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah, so I can see that showing up there. Like, hey, all the games are coming to Switch 2.
Yeah.
I really do think you have to show Prince of Persia because that game is dated for 2026. So you have to at least say that game exists or it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You have to show it or say 2027 or just say something about it.
Okay.
Splinter Cell, man, it's tough. It's tough because
So high on that
literally
Splinter Cell.
years it has been in development. They did a roundtable discussion, I think last year maybe or 2 years ago, where they're like, "Hey, it's the anniversary of Splinter Cell. Here's some concept art. We're working on it, man. We really love the lighting system," and they just bounced.
Do you want people to talk positively about your company? Maybe you put out. Maybe we talk about Splinter Cell.
You
as well.
got to do Splinter Cell, man. You
Okay.
gotta
What
do
about
Splinter Cell.
Andy? For you, the Division. Will we ever see it return to its glory of what it was? Right, like we get a new Division, we make strides that way, or do you think we'll never return to what that really was with that game?
I don't know if we'll ever get another proper, like, story looter shooter game.
You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
think a lot of companies right now have been chasing the extraction golden goose
Okay.
because, and this sounds like super, this sounds like I'm kind of talking a little bit of shit about developers and just game development in general.
Okay.
But I think it's the extraction shooter is a game that doesn't require you to make a whole lot of cutscenes and story beats and a lot of stuff that requires a shit ton of budget because you're kind of relying on the players to make a lot of the content for you
Yeah.
because you are banging into each other in
We
a
make the
multiplayer
stories,
game.
yeah.
You are kind of the players are the content in addition to the NPCs and things like that. But I think once you go, this extraction shooter should be a looter shooter or whatever. We got to make the next Division. Then that requires what I'm just like throwing out a stupid estimate of like 4 times as much as what the budget would have been because now you're suddenly getting levels and now you're getting boss fights and a massive voice cast with a lot of lines and cutscenes and all that stuff just kind of keeps on ramping up and adding up and adding up. And I I think that there's so many big ass developers that just want to be efficient and like
Keep it tight.
let's not work on something that large right now. And I don't think Ubisoft is really in a spot right now to where they can really just kind of go all out with whatever genre that they want to. Like it really feels like we will start to see a lot more remakes and stuff to hopefully kind of just like bolster up that portfolio and get some more funds in, because it just feels like they're in a weird spot to let's make the Division 3, and that's going to be a massive budget game. That's going to be so huge. And with Star Wars Outlaws kind of not hitting the way it did, I think that really makes the fucking company be like, shit, what do we do next?
Man, someone in the chat wrote Division in Vegas. And it's like, when I think of the tail end of Destiny and companies still wanting to get our time right on these big games so we just time sync it, it's like, you give me a new Division and in Vegas would be crazy. Like, I would give you my time for that. I miss the days of the Division. I wonder if we'll ever get like a Ghost Recon ever again. Where does that, franchise fall in this?
Weird.
That could easily be an extraction shooter for, Ubisoft at any moment. They could be like, oh, we just said Ghost Recon. Now it's an extraction shooter.
That
I
last
could
Ghost
see
Recon, I
that.
think, broke the camel's back, right? Like, wasn't that the one
That
where...
was Breakpoint.
That was
where
with John
they wanted to
Bernthal?
make that more.
Yeah, with John
that's
Bernthal,
right.
the dog.
Yeah,
But like, I
with the
remember right after that,
Johnny
I mean, there was a dog.
It was.
But there was like the reports of them being like, "Oh shit, Ubisoft's delaying everything now."
Yeah,
like
less
they,
Tom Clancy stuff.
Yeah, like they delayed Gods and Monsters and all their games to be like, "Hey, we're figuring our stuff out now," right? And I think between all of the ups and downs, mostly downs that we've seen in the last years of Ubisoft, between like even, you talk about Division Heartland was supposed to come out, right? And that got canceled. I wonder where that puts the next Division as far as like, when are we even going to see that, or if we're going to see that. Like, I think right now it is that Ubisoft is in that tightening up stage of, all right, it is Assassin's Creed. I already forget like the details of the news story we had about them like dividing a division into like, all right, this is Assassin's Creed division and like it's gonna be partly owned by Embracer or whatever it was. But like, yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get a Ubisoft forward thing this summer, because they're just figuring that shit out.
Let me go to my man, Mr. Barrett Courtney. He knows he's played a lot of these games. Barrett, I know you popped on the screen. I want to make sure you get in on whatever you wanted to say.
My prediction for Ubisoft is that they don't have a thing, and they only show one thing at Keeley's thing, and it is the second story drop for Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that is all we get.
That is safe. That's easy, Barrett. I agree with you. Of like, you're in. We continue to promote Shadows. We hope that continues to do well. That's the big game right now. Let's get that, and then they kind of just go back into the Shadows until it's time for
but here's the thing.
Tom Clancy's Ghost or
I just don't think
Splinter
they're in
Cell.
a spot where they can like overpromise right now, especially when they're in the middle of like refiguring out what the fuck their business is.
But I mean, that hasn't stopped them before. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but
they've had like Vivendi
has
trying
it
to buy
been this
them out.
dire before though?
I mean, well, they were in the middle of like a hostile takeover, right? Like they love getting out
fighting
there
for that.
and trying to. Eves loves going out there with the entire crew and being like, "Look at us, we're Ubisoft, we're doing the damn thing. We announced one game and we also delayed 1 million games and nothing matters." Right? But here we are, we're here, we're Ubisoft. Look at us. Like they love doing that. I know specific. I think they're totally going to do a Ubisoft forward. It just matters of like it doesn't stop them ever if they don't have anything to show. They'll still do it. They don't care.
Yeah, they made up an entire game last time called Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, exactly. I mean-
but I think that's what doing that back then, I think, is partially what led them to where they're at now. And I don't know if you can repeat that again, especially because, again, like,
Man.
Yeah.
yes, it was a hostile takeover last time. It's a different situation this time.
Remember
They got-
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was really involved.
Yeah, I think
You remember
now
that?
they're-
He was
Yeah, he
telling
was
us
like-
about Space Monkey and wanted us to give us graffiti and art.
Yeah, he was like, let
He's
me
like,
take
"Give
your
us
art,
stuff."
I'll take credit for
Yes.
it,
Yeah.
and
throw
I'll
it up
give
there.
you a high five.
They have the motorsport game. What's their driving game that we always talk
The
about?
Crew?
The Crew.
The Crew.
Trials.
Whatever happened to Just Dance?
I mean, Just Dance
Talk
is
about
around,
a
but, like-
franchise that was always there, but like
But
now
it's
it
still
feels
there.
like they put that to the side. It's still there, it's right.
But like, is it growing? Is it making? It's not.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I think when you were talking about the laurels that Ubisoft has been able to rest on year over year over year over year, I don't think any of those laurels are working ananymore. Like, how long do we have Just Dance for? Right. Like, how long do we have the Crew games for? How long do we have Rocksmith for? Like, the Ubisoft that we talked about in 2014. like they're still trying to make those IPs work, and I don't think they're working anymore.
That's why I think we're going to see the next 3 years of Ubisoft going back to the well, going back to the classics, going back to the Black Flags, going back to the Splinter Cells, maybe going back to Far Cry's, right? Far Cry 3 remake, right? You know what I mean? Like we
So,
just
like, how long does that last? Because you're talking about going back to the well. Like,
I mean, that
is
is
a Splinter Cell gonna sell? Like, is a I think an Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake will
Yes.
do well, but how many Black Flag remakes can you make? One. You know
I
what
mean, 2 remake. You know what I mean? You can sort of go back to the well for a lot of these games and start to rebuild them. But I don't know.
I will continue to say, Far Cry team, give me the Jurassic Park game, Andy. That's all I want. I want
dinos.
Far Cry Jurassic Park. The
Primal's
dinos have
with
escaped
dinosaur.
the cage. I'm just a lonely security guard, or I'm the guy working the concession stand, and I'm out here running for my life with the dinos.
is
That's
that-
all I want from a Far Cry game.
I mean, is that gonna do even as good as like Avatar? Remember
No,
when they
none
made
of it will
Avatar?
do good.
Yeah.
they're in between a rock and a hard place. They're not doing well.
MC in the chat says Splinter Cell will sell better than what they've put out recently. That is not true. I love Splinter Cell more than anything. It has been longer than GTA 5 since the last Splinter Cell game. It's not going to sell as well. It's going to sell pretty okay, but it's not going to hit the numbers.
Let's hold the Ubisoft talk for the podcast that will one day come, because this is very good.
I just
And
real quick.
know-
I
okay.
just want to say I'm. It's wild to look at this Battle for Brooklyn DLC for the Division 2.
Yeah.
That's coming out on May 27th, and to read that it also marks the launch of Year 7 Season 1. I didn't know they were still working on the Division like that. I've been kind of
I
surprised.
never would have guessed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think it was still running,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. And if you walked up to me before this podcast and said, Mike, can we even still play the Division? I'd say, no, that's offline.
I bought it for $10 on Steam like
Good
2 weeks
for you.
ago.
Okay, well,
yeah.
you can still get your Division
Can't wait to
fix.
hop in.
Okay. Blessing, anything before we walk away from Ubisoft for a little bit?
I mean,
just to get us back on moving forward.
The one more thing I'll say on Ubisoft is, like, I'm on GameRant.com right now on a list that is the best-selling Ubisoft games of all time, and it is very enlightening as far as, it is at number 1, Far Cry 5, at number 2, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, number 3, Assassin's Creed 4.
Rayman Legends.
Number 4, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Number 5, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. And it reads like this as it go on, right? Number
Yeah, of
6,
course.
Assassin's Creed 3, Assassin's Creed 2, Far Cry 3. Finally, you get the Division at number 9, right? Then you get Just Dance 2. Like,
And that's why they said we have to go back to what is our pillars here, and you have to
yes.
focus on that.
And those pillars are Assassin's Creed
Yes.
and Far Cry
That-
and a Tom Clancy, like Rainbow Six Siege X, I guess.
Rainbow Six Siege has been the one to
Yeah,
take
where's
over.
Siege X? That's a great call.
Yeah.
When do we get that sort of full reveal?
Maybe this summer.
Maybe that is the summer.
Another fun one for
I'm
you
pumped for that.
that the chat brought up. What about that Jurassic Park survival game? We saw the showcase for that one. Maybe it's time to put a date on that or see more gameplay of it. I would love to see that Jurassic
An
Park game.
incredible
Would be great.
concept.
Wow.
Like, you are playing a character who was also locked during the first Jurassic Park movie. You got stuck behind too. It's going to be so. You know what it's going to be like for people who are just, hold Jurassic Park 1 near and dear to their hearts. It's going to be similar to when we sat next to Nick, Mike, when he was playing the RoboCop game. And he was calling out every reference.
it was
He was
special.
like, "Oh my god, dude!" He was like, "Oh my god, the gate makes that exact same sound in the movie."
Oh my god, the car bumps here at this specific place. Yeah.
It was incredible. It was awesome.
And so for
making
this,
this? Do we know?
Someone looked that up, but for this, right, we're coming hot off of a new Jurassic Park movie this summer. It would be fantastic for this to be shown at Jeff Keighley's thing. Maybe have a fall date
Saber
or maybe even
Interactive.
spring, but this
That's
would
fire.
ride the high off of the movie dropping this summer.
That's a great call.
You would be flying if you could do that right there.
And if you could hit the sort of viral Twitch market that loves horror games, that every once in a while a random game will just kind of pop off on Twitch, and that gets the word buzzing, and people start freaking out about. I think it could be one of those horror games that really pops off because it has the IP, and if it's really awesome, and we know Saber puts out the non-derogatory like best AA games ever, I'm really excited to see what this game can be.
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. We brought up The Wolf Among Us 2.
Which
Okay,
which
which
will
is
not talk
crazy
about.
because I looked that up. That trailer came out in like 2002 or 2022.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
been a long
crazy.
time.
It's been that long.
As soon as you said it, I was immediately like, did that not come out years ago? But then I realized I was thinking of Tales from the Borderlands 2.
Yeah, which actually did come out and no one played.
And I don't know a single soul that played that
I played
game.
for the first half an hour, maybe
it
2
good?
hours. No, it's fine. It was whatever. It's just like it's too little, too late, right?
So yeah, does this excite you? 'Cause
No,
I think of
I
those franchises.
loved-
Are those good?
I loved Wolf Among Us 1,
Okay.
but I also played it when I was like a teenager, and I remember nothing about it, right? Like I remember like 2 scenes in my head, and then that's about it. This is like way too little, way too late, and even if this game is great, it has a 2 right next to it. No one's going to play this fucking game. Like, it's not going to hit the way that it needs to, and it sucks because it's nice that Telltale, or at least some of Telltale, is back, right? I know that a lot of people got laid off, and then now they're kind of like rebuilding the team, and a lot of people are making Dispatch. So I'm happy that this exists, but I just wish that they just didn't do this. They did something original. They did something like Dispatch to kind of build up their name, and then eventually maybe remake Wolf Among Us and then make a sequel. But this is just like, it feels like we're putting our hat onto something that is just going to collapse the entire thing.
They also did The Expanse, right?
The Expanse, yeah.
Yes.
I played
Was that good?
I liked The Expanse, but I've been turned off by the episodic nature. I can't be. It's tough to draw me back in after you give me one where it's like it ends and you're like, okay, I would play more of that, and it's like, well, we're not coming out for a month, 3 months, and it's just too long to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that strikes
it looks
me-
good though.
This strikes me something that's going to end up being episodic, right? If they did that for
Ugh,
Expanse.
Yeah. Let me put you on to one that I'm looking forward to. Of course, this was revealed and shown last year at Jeff Keighley's event, Cuff Bust. Cuff Bust is that super hyper cute in-your-face gummy bears escaping prison.
That's right.
12 friends screaming, running
One
amok.
person, right?
Repo
Bandit?
style shit.
We have
yeah.
not seen this game. This game is not
Oh.
released. This game doesn't have a date yet.
This game is gonna be huge.
This game has the makings of your next viral video
Yes.
game right here. And I cannot wait for this, especially riding the high of this year of Repo, Schedule 1, right? We're coming off of content warning. You saw this trailer last year and you're like, me and my friends are going to be laughing all night long playing this game.
This game is going to be huge.
This looks fun.
I cannot wait for this. Still waiting on a release date for this. And of course, laugh out loud, Killer Beans, right? Killer Beans still doesn't have a release date, which is crazy. The GTA Killer Bean video game. And so, yeah, those are 2 I wanted to put on your map. But most importantly, Cuff Bust, because that will be the game when that drops. It will be the talk of the town for a week to a month of how much fun that's going to be.
What's up with Ninja Gaiden 4? Ninja
End of
Gaiden.
the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get like
Xbox.
a-
Well, I mean, it's going to probably be, you would think
Oh,
Xbox,
Xbox,
showcase,
yeah.
right?
It's
Because we've not
definitely
seen
getting
we've
Yeah.
not gotten a release date, right? We got
No.
that initial trailer that gave us a lot of gameplay.
So talking about release dates really quick, not to but like we're gonna get a lot of release dates.
Oh, yeah.
during this
Because
span
now
because we have GTA. We're-
GTA 6 been removed from the
Do you
equation.
think that
Finally.
as soon as that release date came out, that Jeff just got a ton of emails being like, I want to update my trailer. I
Yeah.
want to update my
Oh,
trailer.
yeah.
I need to update my
1000%.
trailer right now. Yeah, let me send you a V2.
Jeff, we got a new one.
We got a new one for you with a
couple
new
seconds longer. It's gotta be- Yeah. Another great one that was just thrown out in the chat. Of course, we'll be talking about all things Xbox later on,
Yeah.
but you do have a big Xbox showcase
I mean, I
coming
think
up
that's
as
part of
well.
this conversation.
And one that I'm waiting
Oh,
for:
shit.
Contraband. What's up with Avalanche and Xbox and this Contraband game? You can't show me that so far away and then just leave me hanging. I'm excited for this. I like this team up. I love what Avalanche has done in the past. I like the idea of this co-op heist video game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I
am
need tornadoes.
in for this.
Put
you
tornadoes
know?
in it.
And yeah, this is another one we wait for. We had a super chatter write in as well about Jeff has. So Tundra Boy writes in and says Jeff has Tomb Raider and Playdead's next game. I think of Perfect Dark, of course, this summer getting a little bit more. I don't think it's this year, but that's
Raider.
one of those when I think of Tomb Raider, I think of Perfect Dark as well.
Playdead. Is that
Playdead,
my guys?
is that-
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Inside and
Inside.
Limbo Playdead.
Yes.
Are they still around?
From what I gather,
Because I've seen like 5 different games from the people that made Limbo.
It's
Yeah.
like, how are you still a company when 1 million people from your company started a bunch of studios? Like, yeah, how big was the studio to begin with? But yeah, because I played fucking, what was the one that? Ooh.
I never remember.
Bionic
it.
Bay, and then you have
No.
Bionic Bay is a different
No.
one. Right?
Are you thinking about the Alien Invasion
Somerville.
one?
Somerville.
There was
Somerville,
Somerville,
yep.
and then there was the bug one, top
Cocoon.
down, Cocoon.
Cocoon.
And I think there was one more.
The director. Okay,
was-
so someone Thunder Boy said the producer made Somerville, the lead designer made Cocoon, and the director is still at Playdead.
Gotcha.
That's wild.
So, but Planet of Lana is not related.
No,
Planet of Lana.
no,
Okay,
They went off to do their own little side projects, and they're like, "We're gonna get back together."
Yeah, I
that was a
Planet.
good game.
We do know that S Game is going to reveal a freaking release date for Phantom Blade Zero sometime this year. Well,
Oh, okay. that
what
game,
they've
yeah.
said is this year we will release a release date year. That's how they worded it. Now, to me, that's either a Keeley thing because we saw Phantom Blade Zero at Summer Game Fest last year. It's either a Keeley thing or a game well, it still would be a Keighley thing if it's at the end of the year for Game Awards.
I think that's a good layup for a Keighley showcase. How about the Blumhouse? Remember they started making horror
Yes.
games?
Yeah.
Another one of those
We have
being
Five Nights at
showcased
Freddy's
here?
2, the movie as well.
Yeah, who's going to be the big spot? Because Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, that could easily be shown there. Of like,
Yeah, here's a little trailer.
Maybe
Is
an
that a
ad.
Blumhouse joint?
Yeah, it's Blumhouse. Yeah.
So like, who's the big ad? Who's going to be the fun ad that we all giggle at
Oh,
every single
interesting.
Bring
time?
back Shtick. Or Schick. Whatever it is. However you
The
pronounce
Hydro
it.
Man.
Hydro Man.
If he needs me to wear the suit, I'll do it for you,
He'll
Jeff
do
Keighley.
it, yeah.
You'll do
I
it.
will wear that suit all presentation
Tight as hell.
long. I don't care.
He'll do anything for his best friend, you know?
Me and Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Talking about the PlayStation and all that jazz, and we're talking about Xbox. We got to talk about PlayStation. I think Until Dawn, a sequel,
remake?
or no, a sequel, like Until
Oh,
Dawn 2
sequel,
will be
you're
there.
right, yeah.
It
Yeah,
has
yeah.
to.
Oh.
It just
here's
lines
my
up.
thing.
It just lines up.
I think there's a lot that PlayStation hasn't said yet as far as like the rest of this year. Because of course, Death Stranding 2 is coming out in June, so that's the
Yes.
summer game. You got Marathon coming out in September, and you got Ghost of Yotei coming out October. Correct me if I'm wrong about any of that. I think that still leaves a lot of room. Remember, last year we got multiple surprises. Astrobot was a summer showcase announcement, right? Like Horizon, the Lego game, was a summer showcase announcement. I think PlayStation has a couple more of those to show. So yeah, I think Until Dawn,
God of War
2.
game?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up too.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Until Dawn 2 and the God of War Greek game, whatever that is.
Side project.
I still don't have belief that that's gonna be like a gigantic thing, but like I think those two projects.
I'm
for sure.
convinced that's a comic book.
Really quick,
hilarious.
I'm going to remind the audience right now as we start to ramp down the episode. Now is a great opportunity to get your super chats in. We're going to have a
Great
super
call.
chat section at the end, but we are nearing the end of today's episode. So if you want to get your thoughts in the games that you want to see at Summer Game Fest, now is the time. But boys, I'm going to go right down the table. I want to hear maybe one more, a couple more, but like just know that we're going to slowly end this right now. But Bless, what do you want to see? Any other things we haven't?
I mean, this
talked
isn't
about
a,
yet?
this is a thing that we know we're gonna see. But
Tell me.
Outer Worlds 2, I'm very hyped for that game.
I like
I'm hyped
that.
to see that out of the Xbox showcase, right? Like I like that they're doing the. I read this episode as SGF just a week. I didn't know if this
Hey,
is gonna
hey,
be.
that's fine.
because we don't have an Xbox episode.
That's
right?
fine. I think we do the following week, but don't worry about it. Don't worry
Do we
about it.
have? Do we have an Xbox episode next week?
Oh, no, I'm thinking about June already. I'm thinking about the week before.
Gotcha.
You're good. You're good.
He's that locked into the calendar.
yeah,
He
yeah.
sees it all.
I'm so deep
He's
in
seeing the
this
Matrix.
calendar.
I was like, I can hold this for next week. But that's one that like I didn't believe was coming this year until they really said, hey, we're doing the developer _direct plus Outer Worlds 2 is going to get the big
yeah.
big breakdown. Like I think this has potential to be. I don't have like the whole Xbox calendar off the top of my head, but like I would say the possible biggest release for Xbox this year. If I'm forgetting anything,
This will be the big holiday release, I believe. This will be the big one.
Have you seen what they're doing with their dynamic, they're doing this weird shit with it, the game kind of understanding your player manners. Have you seen
Oh, no.
how they teased off a couple of different mechanics in the game where if you are constantly skipping your dialogue, a thing will pop up and go, hey, we'll this is just me kind of like, kind of making up a mechanic at this point, but it would be like, we'll skip the dialogue from here on out, and you'll get a little perk here, but you'll lose whatever health or what.
Oh.
Like, do you want to do this? Because we notice you keep on skipping dialogue. Or they'll be like,
Interesting.
hey, we notice that you keep on breaking down these sort of things, and it'll kind of like pop up. I don't know how many of these things they are going to implement, but I saw at least 2 glimpses of, here are these mechanics that we, the game, are understanding player patterns and seeing that you, the player, keep on doing these certain things. We'll give you this little perk that will help you out here, but then you'll, have a little drawback. We'll penalize you
I
on
like
this
that,
other
yeah.
ability.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
really weird and kind of neat, and a neat way to kind of let's innovate this game that came out several years ago that I can't wait to get back to. I know we're going to do a re-review
Yeah,
for
you
it
and Greg and
really
Stella,
soon.
I believe, are going to do a re-review.
Yeah,
That's
and
exciting.
that's one that I booted up before Avowed just to be like, let's see how this game was, a game that I kind of gave up on. And Roger saying that this game rocks and hopping back in and being like, man,
Dude, Outer Worlds is fucking
I dig
sick.
this more than Avowed, honestly.
Yeah, and that's my thing is I
Yeah.
thought I was gonna get a bit more into Avowed. I ended up just not getting as into it as I wanted to, but it became a more exciting thing for me because I know that I like Outer Worlds. Like having played that
So
game
funny.
and loving that setting and loving the tone of the writing and all that stuff. So to have Outer Worlds 2 actually be around the corner is fucking awesome, and I can't wait to see what they break down for it.
Sticking with the Xbox stuff, that Gears of War announcement, Roger? Come on, man.
Really?
Really? You're not vibing with that?
I mean, it's just the Ultimate Edition, but better, I guess.
The
for
multiplayer is
multiple-
one of the best online shooter
includes
multiplayers
multiplayer?
everywhere.
It includes multiplayer.
Yeah, that's what it
okay,
has.
gotcha.
Yeah. So like
Just the first game though.
the
that
idea of
makes sense.
people jumping back into that and
With
being able to
PlayStation.
share that with Bless and the PlayStation community, that's a big deal to me who loves Gears of War. Of like, I love that game,
Well,
and I will play hours of multiplayer.
I definitely will. I mean, I got to play it with a PS5. I think that'd be just fun and weird. But talking about Gears, E-Day, right? It's definitely not coming out this year. I have it drafted. I just did that for fun, but like, what if? You know what I mean? Like, what if
Perfect
it goes
release
out?
to get people excited, and then E-Day
Yes.
next year. Like, how cool is this to build it up? Like, to just start building that ramp up of excitement that Gears of War is back. We're going to E-Day, which is before the Emergence Day. And now, hey, guess what? PlayStation fans, you get to play Gears of War as well for the first ever time,
Yes.
maybe. You can jump in. I mean, this multiplayer back in the day stole the gas from Halo. Like, Halo was awesome, and I love Halo to death. But man, when this came on and you were Lancer and chainsawing people and you were Nasher shotgunning people bouncing off the walls, that looked so different from Halo back in
Man.
the day that I still remember to this day the first time seeing it going, what the hell is this? And when can I want to play this right now.
Chainsawing somebody for the first time, or like
Come
curb
on.
stomping them, man. Holy shit!
I appreciate unique technique in chat that says Bless has an Xbox. Mike, you could have been played with me.
You've been playing? You been bouncing?
I'll play now.
Okay. Okay.
Just hit me up. Say the word.
Well,
Gears
we're
of
gonna
War?
wait for this. We're gonna wait for this now because it's gonna be sweet. Andy replayed it recently, which has been great. So I know Andy enjoys it. He's been having fun.
Yeah, I mean, the timing just kind of stinks. I would have loved to experience it with the brand new coat of paint and to have it operating as quickly, as efficiently as it would on PC with a more modern release, because I played it on Xbox One backwards compatibility with, you got that hardware sort of, we'll make it run faster, and it doesn't. It'll hit 60 now and then, and it's doing its best, but it would drop a lot of frames, and we would have to restart the game. It was not the best way to experience it, but it still looked really impressive for an older title.
When you
know?
get that headshot with that sniper rifle,
nasty,
Crunchy.
nasty.
Watch out,
Crunchy.
torque bowing people.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
game.
I'm excited for E-Day, and I want an extended gameplay demo. That's what I need. I need the extended gameplay
It will
demo.
be next
and-
year's summer. The follow up. It will be the second big showcase. They'll do the whole deep dive.
So
What do they-
you don't
what-
think we're gonna get a deep dive this year?
Of E-Day?
of
I
E-Day?
think
No,
we will.
absolutely not.
I
No,
think
no.
we will.
For a game that's coming out next year.
I don't think the game.
It will be
I think this
shown
is gonna
at
be
the
the big one for
Xbox
it.
_ Direct next year in the spring.
Yeah.
It will be the summer +1, like Obsidian's Outer Worlds 2 is, the tie-on,
Oh, interesting.
the big deep dive,
See-
and it will come out in the fall.
See,
That's how this is
I
going
think
to
this
go.
game comes out earlier than that.
I think it comes out. I think Gears of War E-Day gets the Doom Dark Ages slot.
Or I guess
That-
you
yeah.
get Fable next summer would be the +1,
Yes.
and
I
then
think we
Fable
get-
in the fall.
yeah, I
Because
guess
I'm thinking of a January
Yeah.
developer direct that is Doom, not Doom, Gears of War E-Day focused.
that's a great call.
And then in, let's say, May, you get
So
Gears of War.
exciting.
I think
They
we
got
see
a
some
lot of
gameplay,
games.
though.
I guess maybe not May because of GTA 6,
Yeah.
but you know what I
the
mean.
Dominoes.
Next, the
Dominoes.
next Forza is around the corner.
Oh, shit.
The next,
Is that actually happening this year?
No,
You talking about
not
Motorsport, or are you talking about the good one?
Horizon.
Horizon.
The good one. The
I mean,
good,
good
are they
one.
showing it?
one
This,
is
are we
next
showing
up.
it?
You know what I
Are
mean?
we showing it this year? Yeah.
No, absolutely
Is
not.
all of Playground
Why not?
on Fable?
No, they have multiple teams, they've said.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, why not though? Why wouldn't
Because
it be shown this
it's
year?
freshly on PlayStation 5.
Well, perfect.
You celebrate
Perfect
it right
time.
now.
I mean, they're gonna be like, "Hey
Well, I
guys,
wanna
everybody
sell-
go buy it on PlayStation 5." No, they'd be like, "Hey, you can buy it anywhere now. Here it is."
Roger, what do you want to see?
IO Interactive,
Roger.
James Bond.
They showed it at the Switch too.
That was such a loud high five.
I
That
know.
hurt your
It
hand.
hurt
This-
so
yeah.
bad. That's why I fucking pulled
And you know
away.
what? That was like 65. That was 65%. That wasn't even
Sucks.
real. But like Switch 2, Roger. They had the little teaser.
Yeah.
We've seen it before. But like, is it time for IO Interactive to give us James Bond?
I mean, we say that every
ain't
single.
seeing that shit.
Yeah, every
Dude.
single time. It's the same trailer.
They
it's
showed
the
us
same
the
thing.
same exact trailer a month ago that they showed us 2 years ago. They're not seeing that shit today.
This is
Or
going to be
later
so
this month.
lit.
Yeah, we
The
see.
music's going to hit. I'm excited.
What's
I can't
James
wait.
Bond going to look like?
Is
Is it going to be
James
the
Bond?
voice of? Is it going
I'll
to
tell
look
you-
like the voice actor?
He's
Yeah.
gonna look like Rahul Kohli.
Oh, I wait
about it.
Imagine.
Think about it.
Troy Baker's going to voice James Bond.
Oh,
Get ready?
shit. Oh fuck, Ben Starman. Oh my gosh.
Ben-
Oh, a
Imagine.
Ben Starr James Bond would be actually
God,
pretty
that'd
fun.
be perfect.
Yeah. Do we think it's very similar to Hitman? having these larger open environments and kind of
you would hope
wading
so.
through the people and getting through that.
I think it'll be sandboxy like Hitman,
Yeah.
but I don't
Oh,
think
yeah.
it'll be like as
The
stealthy.
gadgets will be cool.
I think it's gonna be way more gadget focused, right? But like, I think it has to be a different game.
You're
than
getting
Hitman.
cutscenes. You're getting like full narrative type shit.
Do you think it would be third person or first person?
Third person.
third
Third.
person.
Oh, yeah.
You want to see James at all times.
Yeah, I want to see Jimmy.
I think it's gonna be a hybrid. I think it's gonna be first person with third person elements.
Like if you're making
Indiana
a,
Jones style.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you're making a first person James Bond, I feel like you give it to somebody else. I feel like you give it to Machine Games.
I mean, they
we
did
said
the
that
VR
with
version.
Indiana
Oh
Jones.
yeah, that's
though.
true.
Andy, give us another one.
Oh gosh.
You brought it up earlier
Yeah.
during the ad break. I'm surprised you're not talking about it.
Well, because like that's be more like a PlayStation showcase, right? Wouldn't that be?
Are they even
I-
having a showcase?
I mean,
I assume we're bundling it all together.
they would.
We're
They'll have a
30
showcase like a month after
Yeah,
or
we're
a
30
couple
days
weeks
away
after.
from the summer fun. You could talk about any games you're excited
I mean,
for. at this
Rahul
point.
Kohli and Saros. Like,
Yeah.
holy shit. I think this will be the gameplay reveal after getting the kind of cinematic reveal of the game period over at Game Awards. Yeah, I think we will get a gameplay glimpse with different looks at how the action looks over the or over the shoulder, third person, bullet hell type shit that we love Housemarque for. I'm so unbelievably pumped for this game. It's just like a first. I was worried when they said we are not making a sequel to Returnal.
Yeah.
I was really bummed out by that because I think Returnal is like as perfect of a game as you can make. And I just wanted more of that experience. And I'm just super pumped that they are not necessarily iterating, but we're going to see the next evolution of what a Housemarque game can look like. And goddamn, it's been really cool seeing a lot of people being like, man, I never played Returnal back in the day, but they just came out with this PS5 Pro update, and holy shit, what a video game. Like, Returnal's up there with Sifu and other games that I just like. I would put those on, favorites of all time type shit. What an experience.
Barrett, to you, anything you want to bring up before we slowly get out? I'm going to bring up the audience for mine.
I'm drawing a blank. Judas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great pull right
Where's
there.
Judas
Where the
at?
fuck is
Where
Judas?
is that? Like they did
Murphy
that.
played it.
Yeah.
They did that French per second.
Skill up. Skill up and Jeff Keighley played it.
Yeah,
Ryan
they
McCaffrey.
they did the director or whatever did the Friends Per Second podcast and all this stuff.
Crazy.
It's still I forget, was that a year ago? How long
yeah,
ago?
probably
was-
about.
Okay.
We also had Ken
sounded-
Levine mention recently, Barrett, when all the EA layoffs happened. Ken Levine said, "We are actively hiring here at Ghost Story Games." I'm like, damn, they're still hiring, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but wow, you're a game that I thought was a lot closer to maybe being in the final runway is maybe still a while away.
In a similar vein, I think about Judas, but then I also want to shout out Clockwork Revolution, which
Yes.
is another kind of BioShock vibe.
In Exile Games.
Yeah. I want to see what that's all about.
That's a good one right there, Barrett. I like that. I'm going to have mine as the super chat. So we're going to end out the episode with the audience out here. And I'm actually going to pull from Twitch really quick because I have a couple good ones. Oh, tell me, Andy.
I have one more.
Okay.
I think we'll get, and it's available now, Lies of P DLC.
Wow.
The DLC has always been slated for summer 2025.
Okay.
There's never been a definitive date. I think we will get a out now.
That'd be
type deal.
sweet. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
From Soft. Seen anything?
Are we seeing?
We have Night Rain right before, right? So we'd kind of be riding that high. You
Could
have
do
this-
like a Night Rain roadmap.
yeah,
If they do updates.
new
to it.
character.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe character teases and
Yeah.
maybe
Nothing better than having From Software on the presentation somewhere.
He loves it.
They
you know
reveal
what I mean?
another game.
Oh my god.
Xbox exclusive this time.
Oh my god.
It has blood. in
There's
the
no way
title.
we see that Nintendo game though, right? That's
What's it called? Bloodborne 2.5.
Yeah, Bloodborne 2.5.
Dust Blood.
The
Dust Blood.
Dust
squeakquel.
Bloods.
The squeakquel.
The sequel to Bloodborne.
That's gonna be lit.
There's no way we see that though.
Also, Andy, I need you to coin a term for the Sifu Sekiro Saros game type
Whoa.
of game.
Oh,
What?
okay.
You know, the fast.
Okay.
You know, like Andy knows what I'm talking about.
The triple S.
Let's jump into the
Triple S.
audience, see what the live chat is saying right now. We have a Witcher 4 question mark.
Sponsored by Backbone. We're not
the way,
sponsored by
Okay,
Backbone.
you can wait for a second on that one, Slammy.
It's just the funniest visual.
We have a Backbone,
I brought
by the
this.
way.
All right, take it
I
away,
brought
Roger.
the Backbone Pros here because we got them sent, and we are gonna have them in Wii News, but it was a busy Wii News. It was a busy morning, so we didn't even bring them out. And then I was like, okay, I'll bring them up in the intro. Then we totally forgot about it. So the Backbone Pros, the Pro was announced. It is a more premium version of the Backbone. It even has little buttons on the
got
back
some
right there.
paddles.
And then it also connects to any device wirelessly, so you don't just have
Touch
to
it,
plug it
Bless.
into your
Yeah,
phone.
let me touch it.
See
So
what you
feel it. Let me know what you think. It's not an ad at all.
I like it actually.
Better?
Yeah, it's better. I mean,
Okay.
it's bigger. Like the buttons feel bigger. The
Got that
analog
soft
sticks.
satin feel.
Yeah, it has that soft satin feel.
Very
And like I
sad.
do like the back buttons. This is something I would actually use. I was making fun of it earlier because
Yeah.
like Roger mentioned of like, oh yeah, you can Bluetooth this to your Steam Deck and play Steam. And I'm like,
You're like poo-pooing my idea, and I'm like, listen, you gotta see the future.
I'm still gonna poo-poo your idea because the Steam Deck has buttons. But
Okay, but I'm connected to my TV. You don't have the great setup like I do. You know what I mean? I have a cool.
But then I picked up like a previous Backbone. I'm like, I'm not using this to just like Bluetooth to something else when I have an Xbox controller. This actually feels nice enough to where I could see myself using that.
yeah, it is
for, like,
$170. Very expensive.
That's crazy.
It's
God damn.
insanely expensive.
Tariffs.
Yeah, tariffs. But
It's about to be $500.
Tariffs.
You don't need to play games wherever you want.
this does feel good though.
All right, let's end this episode with some YouTube super chats. Of course, thank you for supporting us here at Kind of Funny. We are an 11-person small business all about live talk shows, and we love getting to talk games with all of you, playing games as well in our afternoon streams as we return with Pokemon. And this Friday, a big marathon stream to help, of course, keep the lights and mics on. Me and Roger playing Death Stranding together, and I will walk step for step. But let's get some super chats. Roger, you said, holy shit, do you want to say it before
Silent
I
Hill.
get lost in
Silent
here?
Hill F. Holy fuck. That's coming out.
Silent Hill
That's
F.
coming out.
Yeah.
You think it's day and date?
Dude, we're in.
You just be like, it's out now.
No. But that game is like already like Steam Deck approved or whatever, verified. Like that game's
You know what?
coming out.
I'll do you one further. At the state of play, they're like, it's out now.
No, I think it's a Jeff thing. I think it's a
Yeah?
Jeff thing, and I think it's out within like 2 months.
This game's going to speak to me. These themes, friendship.
When's we go break out?
What kind of themes?
These themes are going to be really singing
Mike
to me.
really
And
has
these
a lot of themes that he's broken down that the chat has told him about that he didn't really understand.
We
He's
didn't
like,
get to
hey,
talk
Roger,
about
we
the-
got to do a spoiler cast. I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about, and I don't know either.
We didn't get to
Roger, it's a whole thing, Roger. Okay, it's a whole thing.
We didn't get to talk about themes of Dead Wife.
I think the quote was, the themes, man, like this woman died. Like that's not a.
It's so tough because I wanted to go into
Also-
it, but then I was just going to go full spoilers on it, so I had to stop in the middle of it.
Can we address this? People in chat keep saying, "Bless, say Lucia again." Like I keep mispronouncing Lucia.
He said it right.
I kept saying Lucia.
Yeah, he said it right.
People keep thinking I'm saying Lugia. It's
Lucia?
Lucia.
I think he said
Lucy,
Lugia for the hunt for Lugia, the Pokemon we were going to play.
Oh,
And I
maybe
think they got
that's
caught
what
with
it
that. I think
was.
that's what happened.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump into these super chats.
Oh, people are saying that's
please.
wrong.
Lou
Lou.
C.
C.
Lucia.
I don't know what I'm
Lucia.
saying differently.
Lucia.
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 Yeah, it's
Lucia.
a C. You got to put the big C on it.
Lucia.
Lucia.
You're saying
I hate you all. Just so you know, y'all piss me off right now.
The support character in Overwatch, Lucio.
Lucio.
She is Lucia.
Lucia.
Yeah.
Let's get the
Lucy.
whiteboard out. We got the whiteboard. Let's get the whiteboard out. We're just writing it out. All right, let's start reading
Also, it
some
doesn't help
super
that
chats.
everyone's doing the pronunciation thing differently. It does not help. There's no universal way to do this, everybody.
Wapo writes in with the $5 super chat. Thank you for your support. And says pizza betting that Arc Raiders shows up with and it's available now trailer.
Damn.
So we just had the play test. We are in an extraction shooter beta play test period for the past 2 weeks. It's changed my life here.
I mean,
We have
had
Marathon.
Exoborn earlier the year.
We had Exoborn. That's still question mark, right? I don't think that game is actually
I
out
don't
yet.
know.
So you have Exoborn. You have a Arc Raiders. We know Marathon has a date here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think Arc Raiders gets a date? I'll look at Andy because I know he is the guy who played the most with me. I don't think you two played it.
Arc Raiders felt the most we could be closest to ship right now. Like Arc
Yeah.
Raiders felt the most developed. If I was to put even crazier prediction, I think Marathon says we need more time.
We're holding. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Marathon might decide to, put out you'll see a little statement and say, hey, whatever date, that's not going to happen. We need more time to kind of cook or whatever. I think Arc Raiders might be the closest to come out. Yeah.
Is Arc Raiders an early access? a premium title early access of like, hey, it's $20 to $40, but like we're here, but it's early access?
No, I think it
You
comes
think
out
this comes
fully.
out and we called that? Okay.
I don't think they call it early access. I think that also maybe. I think people are just kind of bummed out and scared by that, you know.
Okay. What's Roger laughing about over there?
I
What's
just
he giggling
messaged Nick and I just said, hearing rumors that today is pizza day.
That's good. Let's get Nick to buy pizza.
Can I be real? I'm hangry right now, man.
Okay,
Yeah, me
my
too.
I'm
apologies
so
for going
fucking hungry.
long.
I need that pizza.
Vishal writes in and says, kind of funny is my favorite sitcom. Where's my fantasy critic episode? Deadbeats. I love you guys.
Oh,
We'll get
got
that
pushed.
soon.
That
Yeah, I got pushed.
Yeah,
Something big happened.
We'll get
day or
that
something.
soon.
That was a giant.
All
bummer.
the computers died.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
That's what happened.
Anthony writes in and says, if Half-Life 3 gets announced, I would literally cry. For fans, this is our finish the storyline. If you haven't played 2, just go do it.
Someone here needs to draft that game for fun. Just
Half-Life
do
3?
it. Just do it.
I got 2 spots open.
I'm not gonna win. I'll do it.
Yeah.
I might drop Gears of War E-Day and do it. We might have a little bidding war here.
I'll be honest. I'm so
Get
up
all
right
of
now. I might fucking do it.
Chocolate Fox writes in and says, just finished Expedition 33. What a powerful ending. We will have an official spoiler cast here from the team, I believe, coming up maybe next week.
Tomorrow with myself, Andy Cortez, and industry legend, industry icon, Kat Bailey. So you're
shit.
There you
prepared,
go.
you're primed. for the
Unfortunately, Tim
spoiler
can't
cast.
be here because he beat it recently.
Did he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. DeJoser writes in and says, like to see more Exodus, and where's Toxic Commando?
Exodus.
What is Exodus? Not Metro Exodus?
No,
No.
Exodus
Okay.
is a third-person sci-fi game that like is trying to be another Mass Effect.
Oh, is
It's-
that with
it's-
Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
it's,
no
it's,
way.
it's
They
an
got
awesome
the-
developer.
Oh, you watched the show?
I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
The Secret Level had an episode for
I
Exodus.
remember that. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Now it's all coming to me. Okay.
Yeah, there's an Austin-based developer, a lot of former BioWare people that want to just kind of make their own version and like, hey, this is our kind of version of Mass Effect, or this is our third-person sci-fi action role-playing game that has a shit ton of decision-making and everything you would kind of want out of this game. It sounds like the dream game. It sounds like a game that is insanely ambitious. I hope that they could achieve like 70% of what they want to do, because it seems like they are really shooting for the stars, and I hope that they can kind of nail it, because it seems awesome otherwise. It seems super up my alley.
Is that confirmed for next year?
I don't know if there's a date actually. I've been looking at the website and kind of I get updated a lot from Shinobi on Twitter, our homie Shinobi.
Okay, okay.
Who's super stoked about
This game
this.
looks cool, man.
2026.
Look at this big ass
This
bear.
could be another expedition type deal. That's cool.
CJ Splitson writes in and says, Wolverine? Hey, bub.
No shot.
No.
They have a pretty good roadmap for the end of the year, right? Like you kind of you know the big title at least, right? I don't think you're putting Wolverine in front of Ghosts.
No.
So like,
And Wolverine's not
you're
coming out
waiting
this
until
year.
next year. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's next year.
Yeah.
Krabby Patty says, "Show me the Max Payne remake, Roger. Teaser and trailer."
Yeah, I thought about that. It's a Rockstar published game, right? So it's all goes through Rockstar. We also have Firebreak coming out soon, right? Like I don't know if Rockstar even wants to think about Max Payne or even talk about it until after GTA and everything. So I could see that being next year.
Mackin Awesome writes and says, "I'm off work for a month to recover from surgery. Just want to say thanks for keeping me sane and entertained and informed. Love
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys."
Feel better.
Golden
better.
Spider writes in and says, 100% seeing Bond soon. You wouldn't tease it at the Switch 2 if it wasn't coming soon.
Just like how you wouldn't show Silk Song at the Xbox event a couple years
So
ago.
true. You can just do anything.
I'm riding the Bond hype. I do think that we will see IO Interactive with maybe more of just a teaser trailer, but I do think we see Bond this summer for sure.
I hope so.
Peaceful Warhead writes in and says, the last one says, excited for the Death Stranding stream. Will Mike keep walking even though vehicles can be used in the game, or is it strictly walking playthrough? I will walk while he's in vehicles. We will use vehicles to have some
Do you,
fun,
do you
but I
start
will walk.
running at that point?
Roger will tell you we have a wheel.
You're powering the car. You're
We're
like
gonna
a gerbil.
spin a wheel. We have some fun stuff.
Oh, we have a big wheel.
We might be rolling up to Andy's house. You never. If I break this treadmill, we're rolling to Andy's house.
It's got to lube it up.
Gotta leave it
Please
up.
don't.
That's right.
I did take a photo of a treadmill I saw in the middle of the street.
You never
when I
responded.
was on my walk, and I was like, "Hey, there's a free treadmill right here."
I was gonna write Roger, pick it up in your Yaris.
I was telling you to pick it up and put it on Nick's desk. Get him uptight.
He'd get so mad.
Chat, Kind of Funny best friends all around the globe. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in to another episode of the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Today's topic, 31 days until Summer Game Fest. All of your biggest trailers, reveals, hopefully dates, and your favorite video games with Jeff Keighley and the crew. Coming very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, we are not done. If you're watching live right now, we have a Kind of Funny podcast after this. Could be a one-on-one.
It might be a one-on-one with Bless and Nick.
We'll get you.
No, he already said it. We can make it happen
I'm
for
so
you.
fucking hungry.
We can make it
Maybe
happen
it's
for
a
you.
Mike and Nick. We judge the Met Gala outfits.
Oh,
Maybe
I
I'll-
like
Oh,
that.
if you're doing
We'll
that,
see.
I want in.
Okay. Well, we
Make
got
up
a
your
whole lot
mind,
of fun
Bliss.
content coming your way.
That sounds fun.
Chat will be back. If you're watching
be
live on
included.
YouTube and Twitch, stick around. If you are listening on podcast services around the globe, thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in. Write in the comments down below what you want to see this Summer Game Fest season. Goodbye.